Have you ever held a record? Like most jelly beans juggled while blindfolded on a unicycle? No? Yeah, me neither. But after diving into the Guinness Book of Everything Weird, we discovered achievements that are less wow and more what were they thinking? From eating cow brains to sniffing feet, we've wrangled the nastiest, smelliest, most painful records for your viewing and stomach-turning pleasure. So, grab your hazmat suit and a signed waiver, because I'm Mike with List 25, and we're diving headfirst into 25 world records you most definitely shouldn't try to beat, unless you enjoy pain and questionable life choices. 25. Breaking concrete blocks with front flips. Forget fancy footwork. Bosnian Taekwondo champ Karim Ahmedsapahic rewrote the record book by front flipping over concrete blocks. He pulverized an amazing 111 with his head. That's almost 2 per second, earning him the dubious honor of most concrete blocks broken with the head by forward flips. Yeah, you heard that right. Forward flips with his head. As impressive as it is mind-boggling, this record comes with a side of, please don't try this at home. 24. The most live rattlesnakes held in the mouth. Jackie Bibby, the snake man of Texas, holds titles you wouldn't find in a party trick handbook. His claim to fame? A jaw-dropping 13 rattlesnakes in his mouth at once, earning him the most live rattlesnakes held in mouth record. And his records don't stop there. He's also taken a bath with 185 of them, and has taken a nice long nap with 24. While Jackie's talent is undeniable, some accomplishments, no matter how impressive, are best admired from a safe distance, preferably behind a very thick wall. And maybe a door. 23. The most tarantulas held on a body for 30 seconds. Are you the type of person who has no issues with critters of the 8-legged variety? Well, Daniel Jovanovski's got you beat. This Macedonian maestro of the multi-legged managed to hold a staggering 200 tarantulas on his body for half a minute, earning him the dubious honor of most tarantulas held on a body for 30 seconds. These are so oddly specific. While Daniel's arachnid affection is impressive, that's a nope from me. Hard pass. Actually, I like tarantulas. They're fine. They're kind of fun to hold. At 200, I don't know where they're going though. I'll try it. I'll try to break that one. I don't mind tarantulas. Let's do it. Let's get me in. I'll 31 seconds, right? 200 for 31. I got it. Guinness, get at me. I got you. 22. The fastest time to eat a raw onion. Japan's Yusuke Yamaguchi holds the crown for being the world's fastest raw onion eater. Yeah. Completing the feat in a tier-worthy 29.56 seconds, Yamaguchi devoured the crunchy vegetable at a New Year's Eve party in 2013. While his feat deserves a round of applause, not necessarily to be confused with sniffles, we'll stick to celebrating with the bubbly and breath mints on his behalf. Now, I love onions. I'm not crunching into a raw one. Raw onions on the burger, I'm not gonna eat it like an apple. Oh, the hairs would bother me. Ugh, what do you do? Like, do you have to eat? Oh, I don't wanna think about it. 21. Drinking ketchup. Okay, so who even knew this was a thing? Please hold the fries, because Andre Ortolf from Germany takes ketchup consumption to a whole new level, and then some. He guzzled a whopping 396 grams of the red stuff in a record-breaking 17.53 seconds. That's faster than some folks can finish off a glass of water. And if that makes you feel queasy, I'm sorry to say that I'm not done yet. Oltolf also holds several other world records. One for downing peanut butter, 378 grams in a minute. One for eating 3 pounds of baby food in a minute. Another for eating 14.46 ounces of lasagna in 30 seconds. And one for eating almost 2.5 pounds of mashed potatoes in a minute. And that's not even half of them. Some people just like to break records. 20. Sword swallowing. In 2015, Dan Meyer etched his name into the Sword Swallowing Hall of Fame by swallowing an astounding 29 blades, each 27 inches, 68 centimeters long. That's enough blades to make buttered toast seem positively pedestrian. What does that mean? And if you were wondering about the women, between 1899 and 1905, Edith Clifford was the queen among women sword swallowers, regularly sending down 16, 20, and even 24 blades in one sitting. Her talent was such that she even impressed the legendary Harry Houdini, who dedicated a portion of his book to her astonishing abilities. I'm not gonna swallow a sword. I'm not. I'll do the ketchup. I'm not swallowing a sword. I have some. I'm not gonna do it. 19. The longest time spent encased in ice. Renowned illusionist and endurance artist David Blaine, known for his jaw-dropping street magic and death-defying stunts, took icy endurance to another level in 2000. He stepped into the heart of Times Square, not for a magic show, but to be encased in a massive block of ice for a bone-chilling 63 hours, 42 minutes, and 15 seconds. For the 2 odd days, he battled sleep deprivation and the biting cold before emerging with the help of chainsaws. Yeah, chainsaws. 18. The most tattooed man. Tom Leopard, better known as the Leopard Man of Skye, wasn't your average ink enthusiast. This Scottish hermit claimed the title of most tattooed man for quite some time, adorned with elaborate leopard skin patterns covering an estimated 99.9% of his body. The intricate tattoos, complete with saffron yellow between the spots, not only earned him local fame, but also the record for the most tattooed senior citizen at the time of his passing in 2016. His record has since been superseded by the current title holder, Lucky Rich. How many tattoos do you have? Let me know in the comments below. I have a staggering none. I don't see me winning that record anytime soon. I'm the least tattooed man ever. 17. The most Big Macs consumed in a lifetime. Finally, a record I can understand. Donald Gorski of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin has rewritten the recipe for burger devotion. With an astounding 33,400 Big Macs consumed in his lifetime, Don isn't just a fan. He's practically a walking mixed symphony of 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun, of course. But what drives his McMania? In his own words, it's the hamburger, man. The best hamburger sandwich ever made. It's good. Big Mac isn't my favorite burger. It's definitely not the best burger ever made. To each their own. 16. Conducting electricity. Shane Hultgren, aka the Space Cowboy, takes electric entertainment to a whole new level. This Australian go-getter holds the record for lighting 16 torches in 1 minute using his own body as the conductor. Yeah, 16 fires ignited by the power coursing through Shane's courageous circuits. Please, folks, don't try this one at home. Ever. 15. The longest time spent buried alive. A 50-year-old Czech fakir, or holy man known as Zdeněk Zaradka, or Ben Gon, spent 10 days buried alive in a wooden coffin without food or water, earning the record for the longest time spent buried alive. It goes without saying that this act poses significant risks of suffocation, dehydration, and psychological distress, and we definitely do not recommend it. Mr. Zaradka, connected to the outside world by only a ventilation pipe, describes severe thirst as the most challenging aspect. He spent his time sleeping, contemplating, and occasionally talking to friends through the pipe. He emerged reportedly exhausted, losing nearly 9 kilograms during the ordeal. 14. The most ghost peppers eaten in 1 minute. Gregory Foster holds the record for devouring 17 ghost peppers, those fiery fiends packing 1 million Scoville heat units, in a single fiery minute. Now, while I raise an eyebrow, in awe, not in pain, at his feet, let's be clear. Chugging chili bombs is not a recommended pastime. Ghost peppers, also known as butcholokia, are no laughing matter. They're roughly 100 times hotter than jalapenos and a staggering 400 times hotter than Tabasco sauce. Just a tiny slice of one can set off a chain reaction of pain, causing burning in your mouth, throat, and stomach, along with profuse sweating, nausea, and even temporary eye swelling. 13. The longest time spent playing video games continuously. Okinkaya wasn't just playing Call of Duty, he was living it. In 2012, this dedicated gamer shattered the world record for the longest continuous video game session, logging a staggering 135 hours. Yeah, 5 days of non-stop adrenaline, frags, and virtual combat. If you're wondering how Kaya's Call of Duty marathon stacks up against other endurance feats in the gaming world, the title for the longest recorded poker game belongs to Phil Locke, who managed to grind through a mind-bending 115 hours at a Las Vegas casino in 2010. 12. The farthest barefoot walk on Lego. I know this list is titled 25 records you shouldn't try to beat, but I'm positive this is one that we can all go for, really. The record for the longest distance ever walked barefoot on Lego bricks belonged to Sonny Molina, 8,898.9 kilometers, nearly 5.5 miles. That's not too bad, is it? We can do that easily. Everyone just take your shoes off, let's go. Having set this particular record 2 times, Sonny achieved it once again in Woodstock, Illinois on May 1st, 2021. That 5.5 miles of Lego is expensive. Where'd they get all of them? 11. The most consecutive push-ups. Carlton Williams obliterated his own record for the most consecutive push-ups in 2015, cranking out an eye-watering 2,220 perfect reps in a brutal 60-minute challenge. You know what? I'll help you with the math. That is 37 push-ups per minute, enough to leave even seasoned athletes gasping for air and wondering if they've been doing it wrong all along. His previous record? A respectable 1,874. Even though the record-breaking event took place in Australia, Carlton, a construction worker from Wales, stated his motivation was to, quote, prove once and for all that the Welsh people are physically, socially, and spiritually superior. Look, I think he made his point, but we're gonna need more than push-ups before we can make that call. 10. The fastest 100-meter dash on all fours. I'm sorry for laughing, but why? Just why would anyone go for a world record running on all fours? Colin McClure set the world record for the quickest 100-meter dash on all fours, blazing through the distance in a stunning 15.66 seconds, which actually isn't half bad, considering the fastest 100-meter dash in the world on 2 legs is 9.58 seconds, a record that belongs to Usain Bolt, of course. Not satisfied with simply being the king of 4-legged sprinting, Colin also claimed the crown for the fastest 50-meter dash, while running backward. Still on all fours. You do you, Colin. 9. Surviving the most lightning strikes. Forget dodging rogue balls at a baseball game, Roy C. Sullivan holds the Guinness World Record for surviving the most lightning strikes. 7. Born in 1912 in Virginia, Roy spent his days exploring Shenandoah National Park, but his adventures with Mother Nature weren't always sunshine and rainbows. He got struck the first time in 1942 while on patrol in the park. Undeterred, he kept on park rangering, only to be zapped again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. You'd think he'd give the weather report a quick glance before heading out, but nope! 7 strikes later, Roy still had a pulse and a story to tell. 8. Cycling backwards with a violin. Christian Adam from Switzerland isn't your average cyclist. He holds the record for the farthest distance ever cycled backward while simultaneously playing the violin, a mind-boggling 60.45 kilometers, or 37.56 miles. That's right, folks, 5 hours and 8 seconds of pedaling in reverse and serenading the wind with classical tunes. If you ask me, that's much harder than running on all fours. 7. The most cow brains. You might have been waiting for this item. I have been dreading it. Takeru Kobayashi, Japan's finest, or perhaps most questionable, culinary champion, took the crown for most cow brains eaten in 2002, eating 57 in just 15 minutes. 57 brains. Now, I am all for embracing cultural differences and expanding palates, but less is more definitely comes to mind here. But Kobayashi, affectionately nicknamed the Tsunami in the food gobbling world, holds a tremendous 8 competitive eating records, from 106 tacos in 10 minutes to 14 Twinkies in 16 seconds, and even 2 separate hot dog battles. The man clearly relishes his food. 14 Twinkies in 60, I could do that. That doesn't seem hard. Do I have to unwrap all of them first? That would slow you down. Are they all prepared? I could do that. I could do that. 6. The most body modifications. Gabrielle and Victor Hugo Peralta hold the impressive title of most body modifications in the Guinness Book of World Records, sharing an impressive 98 alterations between them. This isn't some casual pierced eyebrow and tribal armband his and her situation. Their modifications range from the classic, multiple ear piercings, anyone, to the more unique, sclera tattoos, anyone? A shared passion for body art led them to this record-breaking point, proving that expressing yourself through needles and scalpels can be a true bonding experience. Of course, I recommend less invasive bonding activities for couples watching this video. 5. Going without sleep. The human quest for endurance has seen all sorts of remarkable feats, from holding your breath underwater to consuming a mountain of pancakes. Delicious. But one record you won't find in the Guinness Book of World Records anymore is the longest period spent awake. Why? Because, as it turns out, pushing the limits of sleep deprivation isn't just a performance stunt, it's seriously dangerous. Hallucinations, organ damage, and even death can all occur with prolonged sleeplessness. Back in 1986, Robert McDonald set the record by staying awake for a mind-boggling 453 hours and 40 minutes. That is nearly 19 days. While his achievement was undoubtedly impressive, Guinness World Records officially revoked the category in 1997. What's the longest you've stayed awake? I was 98 hours once. Went to bed Wednesday, woke up Thursday, didn't go to bed until Monday night? One weekend? 4. The most feet sniffed. Think your job stinks? Think again. Madeline Albrecht worked at Hilltop Labs in Cincinnati for 15 years, where she braved the fragrant frontiers of Dr. Scholl's testing grounds. Thousands of feet, 5,600 to be exact, and countless sweaty armpits later, she's the undisputed queen of odiferous research. 3. The Worm Man. According to Mark Hogg, he just really likes the taste of worms. Known as the Worm Man, Mark has had a unique passion for entomophagy, the practice of eating insects, since childhood. In 1998, his dream of claiming a record in the Guinness World Records book came true when he devoured 62 night crawlers in 30 seconds. But his reign as champion was short-lived. In 2003, a 26-year-old from India set a new, much higher bar by consuming an unnerving 200 earthworms in 20 seconds. Oof. Now, if you thought that was gross, you should actually cover your ears. Okay, ready? In 1990, a woman from Japan sought medical attention after experiencing severe stomach discomfort. To everyone's surprise, the cause was an infestation of 56 parasitic worms, earning her the ghastly record for the most worms removed from a human stomach. 2. World's Dirtiest Man. No, it isn't Mike Rowe from the program Dirty Jobs, despite his best attempts. The real grime champion lives in a cozy cave in Iran and hasn't taken a bath in, well, let's just say a long, long time. Think pre-Beatles, pre-moon landing, everyone and their dog having a hot tub in their backyard. Amu Haji's lifestyle epitomizes a stark departure from societal norms. Abstaining from bathing since the 60s, Haji's existence revolves around a diet occasionally featuring aged porcupine and the unconventional use of an animal dung in his pipe for tobacco. Haji's title, while unofficial, surpasses the previous record held by Kailash Singh of India, who went dirty for 38 years. Wow, that's more than I've been alive. 1. The highest cliff dive. Forget jumping from airplanes and scaling icy mountains, the real adrenaline rush these days comes from cliff diving? Yep, and Swiss Superman Lasso Chaleur has redefined the game. Since 2015, he's been ruling the roost, or should I say cliff, as the world's highest flyer, dropping like a human meteor from a staggering 58.8 meters, or 192 feet. That's like falling off a 20-story building. Diving from that height, he hits the water at a mind-blowing 120 kilometers an hour, which is nothing if not awe-inspiring and truly disturbing. So, have you ever come close to breaking a world record? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell, that's what us YouTubers say, right? And check out our social medias, including my personal ones, links in that description. And if you enjoyed this list as much as I did, be sure to watch the video we did on the 25 most insane world records ever. Largest collection of naval fluff? It's in there. Fastest 100-meter hurdle wearing swim fins? You betcha. To go to that video, simply click on the link here. That's right, I bet you can't win world record for fastest clicking in this video. Go. Let's see. Click, I beat you to it. What?